Paper 55, The Spheres of Light and Life. The age of light and life is the final evolutionary attainment of a world of time and space. From the early times of primitive man, such an inhabited world has passed through the successive planetary ages, the pre- and the post-planetary prince ages, the post-Adamic age, the post-magisterial sun age, and the post-bestowal sun age. And then is such a world made ready for the culminating evolutionary attainment, the settled status of light and life, by the ministry of the successive planetary missions of the Trinity Teacher Sons, with their ever-advancing revelations of divine truth and cosmic wisdom. In these endeavors, the Teacher Sons enjoy the assistance of the brilliant evening stars always, and the Melchizedek sometimes, in establishing the final planetary age. This era of light and life, inaugurated by the Teacher Sons at the conclusion of their final planetary mission, continues indefinitely on the inhabited worlds. Each advancing stage of settled status may be segregated by the judicial actions of the magisterial sons into a succession of dispensations, but all such judicial actions are purely technical, in no way modifying the course of planetary events. Only those planets which attain existence in the main circuits of the superuniverse are assured of continuous survival, but as far as we know, these worlds settled in light and life are destined to go on throughout the eternal ages of all future time. There are 7 stages in the unfoldment of the era of light and life on an evolutionary world, and in this connection it should be noted that the worlds of the spirit-fused mortals evolve along lines identical with those of the adjuster fusion series. These 7 stages of light and life are: 1. The first or planetary stage. 2. The second or system stage. 3. The third or constellation stage. 4. The fourth or local universe stage. 5. The fifth or minor sector stage. 6. The sixth or major sector stage. 7. The seventh or superuniverse stage. At the conclusion of this narrative, these stages of advancing development are described as they relate to the universe organization, but the planetary values of any stage may be attained by any world quite independent of the development of other worlds or of the superplanetary levels of universe administration. 1. The Morontia Temple. The presence of a Morontia temple at the capital of an inhabited world is the certificate of the admission of such a sphere to the settled ages of light and life. Before the Teacher Sons leave a world at the conclusion of their terminal mission, they inaugurate this final epoch of evolutionary attainment. They preside on that day when the Holy Temple comes down upon earth. This event, signalizing the dawn of the era of light and life, is always honored by the personal presence of the Paradise Bestowal Son of that planet, who comes to witness this great day. There in this temple of unparalleled beauty, this Bestowal Son of Paradise proclaims the long-time planetary prince as the new planetary sovereign, and invests such a faithful Lenonondeck son with new powers and extended authority over planetary affairs. The system sovereign is also present, and speaks in confirmation of these pronouncements. A Morontia temple has 3 parts. Centermost is the sanctuary of the Paradise Bestowal Son. On the right is the seat of the former planetary prince, now planetary sovereign, and when present in the temple, this Lenonondeck son is visible to the more spiritual individuals of the realm. On the left is the seat of the acting chief of Finaliters attached to the planet. Although the planetary temples have been spoken of as coming down from heaven, in reality no actual material is transported from the system headquarters. The architecture of each is worked out in miniature on the system capital, and the Morontia Power Supervisors subsequently bring these approved plans to the planet. Here, in association with the Master Physical Controllers, they proceed to build the Morontia Temple according to specifications. The average Morontia Temple seats about 300,000 spectators. These edifices are not used for worship, play, or for receiving broadcasts. They are devoted to the special ceremonies of the planet, such as communications with the System Sovereign or with the Most Highs, special visualization ceremonies designed to reveal the personality presence of spirit beings, and silent cosmic contemplation. The schools of cosmic philosophy here conduct their graduation exercises, and here also do the mortals of the realm receive planetary recognition for achievements of high social service and for other outstanding attainments. Such a Morontia temple also serves as the place of assembly for witnessing the translation of living mortals to the Morontia existence. It is because the translation temple is composed of Morontia material that it is not destroyed by the blazing glory of the consuming fire which so completely obliterates the physical bodies of those mortals who therein experience final fusion with their divine adjusters. On a large world, these departure flares are almost continuous, and as the number of translations increases, subsidiary Morontia life shrines are provided in different areas of the planet. Not long since I sojourned on a world in the far north, whereon 25 Morontia shrines were functioning. On pre-settled worlds, planets without Morontia temples, these fusion flashes many times occur in the planetary atmosphere, where the material body of a translation candidate is elevated by the midway creatures and the physical controllers. 2. Death and translation. Natural physical death is not a mortal inevitability. The majority of advanced evolutionary beings, citizens on worlds existing in the final era of light and life, do not die. They are translated directly from the life in the flesh to the Morontia existence. This experience of translation from the material life to the Morontia state, fusion of the immortal soul with the indwelling adjuster, increases in frequency commensurate with the evolutionary progress of the planet. At first, only a few mortals in each age attain translation levels of spiritual progress, but with the onset of the successive ages of the teacher sons, more and more adjuster fusions occur before the termination of the lengthening lives of these progressing mortals, and by the time of the termination mission of the teacher sons, approximately 1/4 of these superb mortals are exempt from natural death. Farther along in the era of light and life, the midway creatures, or their associates, sense the approaching status of probable soul-adjuster union, and signify this to the destiny guardians, who in turn communicate these matters to the finaliter group under whose jurisdiction this mortal may be functioning. Then there is issued the summons of the planetary sovereign for such a mortal to resign all planetary duties, bid farewell to the world of his origin, and repair to the inner temple of the planetary sovereign, there to await Morontia transit, the translation flash, from the material domain of evolution to the Morontia level of pre-spirit progression. When the family, friends, and working group of such a fusion candidate have foregathered in the Morontia temple, they are distributed around the central stage whereon the fusion candidates are resting, meantime freely conversing with their assembled friends. A circle of intervening celestial personalities is arranged to protect the material mortals from the action of the energies manifest at the instant of the life flash, which delivers the ascension candidates from the bonds of material flesh, thereby doing for such an evolutionary mortal everything that natural death does for those who are thereby delivered from the flesh. Many fusion candidates may be assembled in the spacious temple at the same time, and what a beautiful occasion when mortals thus foregather to witness the ascension of their loved ones in spiritual flames, and what a contrast to those earlier ages when mortals must commit their dead to the embrace of the terrestrial elements. The scenes of weeping and wailing characteristic of earlier epochs of human evolution are now replaced by ecstatic joy and the sublimest enthusiasm, as these God-knowing mortals bid their loved ones a transient farewell as they are removed from their material associations by the spiritual fires of consuming grandeur and descending glory. On worlds settled in light and life, funerals are occasions of supreme joy, profound satisfaction, and inexpressible hope. The souls of these progressing mortals are increasingly filled with faith, hope, and assurance. The spirit permeating those gathered around the translation shrine resembles that of the joyful friends and relatives who might assemble at a graduating exercise for one of their group, or who might come together to witness the conferring of some great honor upon one of their number. And it would be decidedly helpful if less advanced mortals could only learn to view natural death with something of this same cheerfulness and light-heartedness. Mortal observers can see nothing of their translated associates subsequent to the fusion flash. Such translated souls proceed by adjuster transit direct to the resurrection hall of the appropriate Morontia training world. These transactions concerned with the translation of living human beings to the Morontia world